Hi guys, thanks for being here. This is going to be a reading for fire signs. Um, I'm going to do fire signs a little different. This is going to be a mini read with my mini deck, just like I did for the other signs. For fire, so Leo, Aries, and Sag. I'm going to do your guys' different. And I'm going to do Oracle first for you guys. And then we're going to have the cards give us their opinions on the Oracle. I hope you all are doing amazing. Thank you for being here. This is going to be for my fire signs. I've been kind of procrastinating. I had done your... Oh, that shows how frustrated you guys are. As I was going to say, I did your video and it was horrifying, except for the Leos. It was so beautiful it made me cry. They have been working so hard. So I'm trying to give it more time. If we need to just stick with oracles, I will. There's a lot of hostility. It's really uncomfortable. First card out is the universe wants to give you guys a recommendation. Some of you guys could be being too hard on yourself, or just because you're being too hard on yourself. Others of you could be being hard on yourself because you did something maybe that you shouldn't have. Everyone's going to have their own story, and or not all fire signs are in the same space. But we're going to try to see if we can all learn something about this. So the first card I get is, no, this is an all over for fire signs, and then we'll break it down at individuals, by the way. No scorekeeping. I cut ties with the past conflicts and make my own personal life a clean, shiny plate. Obviously, in order to do that, we have to be honest with ourselves and the people around us. Beginning starts this moment, meaning you have the control to do that. If you choose to wake up every day and not do it, it's no one else's problem. And if you're projecting on others, then you really need to self-evaluate, because that's not nice. When an old grievance retreats or repeats itself in my head, so it's all mental, I introduce in my new head place my new tenant, meaning the new happy person that's going to be coming and hopefully changing your negative concept that you're having, whatever that is for you, and I introduce it to my new head tenant. Tolerant of myself, and obviously if you're tolerant of yourself, you need to be tolerant of others, because that's balancing. Then I give it a stupid t-shirt and record it on the back and tell it to leave. In other words, you need to stop listening to yourself. You could be doing self-tormenting to yourself, and when people do that, they are completely unaware of anyone else around them. Why? Because that is a very self-involved, and it's self-involved but not self-aware, meaning you're not aware of how it affects other people. In other words, if we have a bad day, no matter what, it impacts people. If it's a bad day every day, there's a problem. And it's up to us and our guides, and to actually listen to our guides to make that difference. It's no one else's problem. And yeah, you have surrender reverse. So obviously a lot of us are not surrendering to change. And I've been warning you guys about Uranus. Doesn't really matter. Last 6 months I've been talking about this. I really hope you guys be careful. Aries is right now really going to be difficult. Sagittarius, January and December is going to be a nightmare for you if you don't make this change. And then Leos, I think the Leos at least that I've been reading for are actually the ones that are doing the work. Not saying that's not all Sages are doing well, or not all Aries. Obviously if you're doing super well, you probably won't need to watch readings all the time. If you are not being able to complete things that you need to complete, meaning if you're not able to do what you know you need to do for you, and there's been some sort of blockage for you, universe is letting you know you're your own blockage. Okay? Surrender was reverse. Here ya, just meaning we're not surrendering, and that's why the universe is trying to be nice. And if we keep ignoring it, You're going to go through a midlife crisis where the whole world's against you and you're going to turn on everything else when you've been getting these warnings. Hear ya, being called to unclench the grip on my old thoughts and patterns. Again, how many signs do we need that it's all a mental choice that we choose to make that are getting in our way? They're surrendering. We need to surrender to the ideas that make us feel like, we cannot surrender to ideas that make us feel like a victim, which inevitably, if we're not making choices, it's because we're choosing to not make a choice, which, why would we expect change if we literally don't do anything to change it? And then a victim of circumstance of which dream relationships actually become possible. A majority of renovation, just like arrival, is that you have to follow your degree, meaning you have to make the steps to actually do it. For instance, I'm focusing on new endeavors. I could dream and talk about it until the day I die. Ironically, when I did used to talk about it, no one wanted to hear about it. Now that I'm actually creating it, people are like, what? Why? And like, oh, that's a lot. And it's like, okay, so again, all the people that were like, don't talk about it, and then you go to create it, and then they're still don't talk about it, because people don't really give a fuck. You need to take care of yourself. It's not other people's job to take care of us. It's not our job or their job to be able to hear what we're saying. You have conversations. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. Sometimes you get away with way too much, but at the end of the day, it does circle. Time is relevant. Things will not always stay the same. There's always a revolving door to A, new opportunity, or B, endings that then can create new opportunities. If you want a new opportunity, or if you don't want to do anything, but you also want a new opportunity, you're extremely selfish. So I hope that's not the case. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life, therefore, for moving forward, officially, I'm introducing and clearing it to the birds. Another way, all my negative vibes, all my negative thoughts, all my victim mentality, all my self-doubt, all the tough shit I've had to go through, you have to kind of release it like it is a bird. And then basically know that you're going to get hit in the face a million times. If you guys knew my day yesterday, holy fuck. And today it is amazing when it just is amazing the way it works. If you don't, the thing is you have to allow yourself to keep doing this to realize those things. The universe can't talk to you if you're not making any changes at all, and you're doing the same shit over and over and over and expecting it to change. Like what? Are you a genie in a bottle? And you are like the 1% on the earth that just should be able to get away scotch-free with murder? No. So in other words, as you know, hard work takes discipline. As you know, every time you want to start something and you can get passionate, there will be a million different things that are going to disappoint you. That is life. It is also to remind us sometimes to take the opportunities when we need to. I was on a road trip, and let's just say I could have died 5 times, probably more. It was not even, it was so, I cannot tell you how many different emotions I went through. It was amazing, and it allowed me to have an awakening that I'm sure I will have to play a game with, kind of like this game, where it's going to be like, what do you want from me? I can't do anymore, kind of thing. And then at the end, you're like, oh my gosh, like, how, like, you're just speechless without making the steps to go through that. I'm never gonna, like, it was just, I'm not even gonna go there. But, and then today has been nothing but blessing and blessing and blessing, and it's like, and even even after my day yesterday, at the end of experience that I swear on my life it feels like sometimes just Geminis go through, but I know that's not the case. I think we're just the ones that are like, kind of like Sagittarius, yeah, let's go, and then we go and it's like, oh, well, it is important to plan, not plan, it's just one step at a time. And I think that I learned, I think there were so many things. It was such, I want to cry. It was so petrifying, beautiful, emotional, like so many different feelings. And then today, which was already gonna, then through those emotional fucking shit shows, created such a, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it created such a awakening and a connection for me and my guides. It was just like, because if any of you know me, then you know that I talk to guides and my little tinkers, everything like that, just like normal. The reason that I do that is for specific reasons, because to me, I'm very cerebral, so I see them as completely normal. Like, they see them as much as, I actually can hear them more than I hear people, because they don't have drama attached to them, so it's easier to get a clear understanding, and usually they want to solve a problem. And I'm here to solve solutions. I'm a problem solver. That's in my veins. So just really, like, literally, these are tears of happiness now. But yesterday, they were tears like, I just might die. Like, I don't even care. No one would care. This and this and this. And then I almost get in. It isn't even me. It's like, if I didn't stop to go to the restroom, if I didn't, and it was just like, that wasn't even one lesson in the day. I'm like, is it a fucking full moon? And then it was just kind of like, holy fuck. Like, first I felt so bad for my guys that they had to listen to all of that. Do you know what I mean? But I had a point where I was like, I surrender. I can't do this anymore. And then it was like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? You know what I mean? Like, why is this happening? I'm surrendering, I'm doing this. I'm not even the one that's like a fraud. Do you know what I mean? It was just like all of this shit. And then at the end it was like, but literally, we care so fucking much that you were literally going fucking Sour Patch crazy. You know, luckily, on no one else on my own, because I do everything. I try to just stay away from people when I'm not in a vibe that I need to project, especially because I'm an empath, and I don't need to pick up anyone else's vibes. And even though if they think they have a killer vibe, if they hang around shitty people, that vibe is always all over them. So I can sense it like a fat kid on chocolate cake. I can tell if people are going to drive and when they're going to turn left and right just by watching people on the freeways. I'm sadly empathic, which creates a lot of situations. But at the end of the day, this could be people throwing negative energy at me. At the end of the day, it's inevitable. It doesn't matter. You can try all those things that you want, but what's going to happen is the fact that I, just like you, the people that are spiritually, that listen to their angels, they are so impacted and they are so protected because they have specific, they have purposes. When you connect with your divine is creating a purpose for you. When you follow that purpose, you're indisposable. So if people try doing mean things to you, the reason we get karma, let's just say I want to cast a spell on you and now you're mine. What the fuck ever. People are fucking crazy with that kind of shit, but people do it. When you do it to someone that's protected, you're actually killing the lives or hurting other people. Because if they're protected, it's actually going to, divine universe is going to protect that person. So that energy has to go somewhere. That was one of my spiritual guides. That one out of, I can't even explain my day yesterday. It was so, it was crazy. And then today has been just, yeah, I feel so happy. I still feel a lot of different personal emotions. Obviously we have to process through things, but to get such clear understanding from guides and my guides, and to literally have them so many times say, like, it's just beautiful. Your card Surrender came out. Again, I had to literally surrender. I literally was willing to surrender my life at an extent that I was just like, do you know what I mean? So much more vocal. Luckily I was by myself. The graciousness of people that I experienced, oh my gosh, it changed my concept of humanity. It made me understand how I end up in predicaments, why maintaining in those situations, since I'm a problem solver, I don't really want to always create myself. I kind of like creating for others, but that's not my job anymore. And so I'm realizing, like, with your strengths, you know, creating, you need to be able to also manage. And that comes different structure. So really realizing and utilizing your connection with the divine is really going to help during this time. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to start with, sorry guys, I'm allergic to grass. I'm going to sniffleupagus. If I ever, I shouldn't have one, but if I do, I should be so much better at oregano. But I've been organizing a whole bunch of shit, and then I put the oregano away. So what does that mean? I don't see it, and I'm the kind of person that needs to see it to think about it. It's, in a sense, you know, or have it written down. So we're going to be tapping into my beautiful fire signs. What beautiful messages to kind of help stabilize my finances. My finances is what I naturally wanted to say. So we're going to kind of roll with that. Fire. There was fighting over a celebration. We're releasing something, or we need to, or it was released and it shouldn't have been. Okay. So, I don't know. One of you fire signs is dealing with a Virgo. That Virgo is being a low vibing Virg. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Okay. Moon in reverse. That's not good. That person is a liar. They will maintain being a liar, and they're not able to manifest anything. So anyone around that energy is not going to. For instance, if I am a liar and I'm not even going there. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So we're going to be tapping in first to my Sages. What do my beautiful Sagittariuses need to say today? What are my fucking amazing Sages doing right now? Ooh, Sag! Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so Sag, we do look like we are... Okay, so Sag, first things first. You have a lot going on in your heart and in your brain. Oh, crap. That's what we're releasing. Okay? Because you have a lot that's going on in your brain right now. It's very clouded, very hard to see. Wanting to build that fulfillment, love, everything that you know you already create and have. But I feel like your brain, potentially because of the planets, it's going to get worse. So please listen. Because if we start working on this one step a day, it's going to get better. So by January and December, you're not going to go batshit crazy. Because those days, everything's going to change for you. And it's going to feel crazy. And you need to know that this is who you are, period. You're a fucking empress. You know how to do shit. You've done it for a long time. And it's not going to stop today. Okay? This is who you are. This is who you need to remember that you are. Now, if you are worried that you can't be this, and you choose to do what you're doing and delegate instead of taking control of your life, then this will become this. And you will lose a lot of things that you need in the future. Okay? And I know, Sag, you could be like, I don't need anything. Guess what? We all need something. And if you want to be that stubborn, have fun. I'm not here to fight with you. No one else is either. You'll be fighting with yourself at the end. What we need to release. A past lover that is sneaky. There's never going to be a new opportunity. It's done. This is with someone you are married to, by the way. I'm sorry I did not say that. For Wands reverse. Thank you, Spirit. They're not going to be coming in with messages. They don't want this to grow anymore. The past is the past. You need to leave it alone. You've milked it for too long. I specifically heard that. You've milked it for too long. Okay? You need to be honest. Four of Wands dropped on the floor. Reverse again. Release. You've milked it. Enough. Move on. Information can't come in that's going to make you happy when you choose to stay here. This is who you were bred to be. This is who your spirit guides want you to be. You're not going to be this until you can take control of your own life, period. Okay, now we're going to be moving on. So that is that. Now we're going to be moving on. Okay. How do I move on? Find an Empress. Research what an Empress is, because there's going to be, I can't sit and tell you everything that an Empress is. The pros of an Empress, look at the negative of the Empress. Okay? You'll probably resonate with the negative. Does that mean you're negative? Guess what? The cards can flip around. It's up to you. You choose to have your back towards the world. You choose to look at an empty wall. No one else makes you do that. No one else asks you to do that, and no one else encourages you to do that. You make that choice every day. Just like you can make that choice to write down only the positive things on an Empress and post that somewhere you can see it every day and remind yourself that that's who the universe created. That's who you're supposed to be. That's who you were created to be. You've changed the course of your life. No one else. You have. Okay. So now we're moving on. So now we're going to be going to my Aries. Aries, your energy is very hot. I'm definitely feeling a masculine vibe, Aries. So what amazing messages do my Aries need to hear today? Aries, Aries. Aries, you're two'd for the masculine. Like, yeah, and you're a bottom feeder, so you need to take it down a notch. Okay? When you can walk it like you talk it and not just bitch about everything that you want to change and then not change it at all, yet have all these opinions on the rest of the world, you really need to fucking evaluate, because you're ruining your reputation. People are talking, and if they're not talking, oh, I don't care. Good. Have fun in your toxic shit show for the rest of your life. Like, the universe isn't going to put up with it. So if you choose to put up with it, that's what you choose. You choose to be an Emperor in reverse. Okay? Okay. First card out. Three of Pentacles reversed. Did I not just... You need proof that the shit comes out of my mouth is actually the facts? Financially, you're burdened. Why? Because you choose to allow the devil to rule your life. What does that mean? Well, that means you choose to ignore your problems every day and love bitching about them, but don't do the work that it takes to actually change them. Instead, it's, well, I'm not doing that because it would just be too hard. Or, well, I'm not doing that. Do you know what I got to do? Well, I'm not doing, it's excuse, 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 excuse. You're not the only one. I'm glad that you think that you are. You made a choice. And you know why you don't want to make the choices to change? Because it's hard. You can run your mouth all day long, but people know. We all can relate to each other on half the stories that we say because we've all been through it. But it's not you. You're made to connect people. You're made to motivate people. You're made to push people, to show them what you're made of, to not have to sit and distill fear in people because of the fact that you're not willing to make the changes that are necessary. Even though you tell them to do something and they don't, you expect them to follow through, but you don't have the compatibility with them, first of all, nor do you have the capability of even making the changes that you expect them to. Well, it's different because I do this and this and this. Then if you do this and this and this, walk away from what's not fair. Make statements, paperwork, contracts, everything you need to do to make it fair. Look, I'm establishing boundaries is all you gotta say. Instead, it's like, I don't establish boundaries and I wonder why I'm in this mess. And guess what's happening? Everyone around you is completely two-faced. They say one thing to your face and another thing behind your back. The difference between me and you is I don't care. I'm a Gemini Scorpio. Like, I'm Gem. I'll be alone for the rest of my life. I'll find new friends. I found new friends yesterday. When I was like, dead or alive. Like, seriously, like. It's a choice. I could have allowed that day to destroy me. But I wouldn't. I woke up, jump on it today, and been like, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Now what do I want to do? At first it was like, there's nothing for me. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually excited. Oh, well, oh. Again, my weakness, I can take a million different things and flutter away. So I need to remember one step at a time every day. Just like you. You don't need to just make the change. Everything changes. Shit is going crazy. No. One step a day. I told you I need this. The other person isn't giving it. You know what? Why are you wrong from walking away from a situation that's not balanced? That's not healthy. Again, why should... The only thing that we need to be doing right now is something that actually one of my fellow Aries said to me, stay in our lane. Does that mean enable people? No. That means you need to be centered around people. Okay, Divine, how am I supposed to say this? Because you have no boundaries in your life. And that's because you have no worth on yourself. So I don't care what you say, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't put up with it unless you were an empath. And you definitely could be an empath. And then if you're an empath, what I'm going to say is you're not protecting yourself. And you're creating this. Okay? We cannot be with anyone until we are balanced on our own. So if this is a dating situation, Aries, you shouldn't be with anyone, especially someone as unbalanced as you, and especially someone that is also unbalanced. Why? Because neither of you guys are going to be successful, and it will end up even worse than it was. Because even if one thinks they've grown, in the eyes of who? Themselves? Another thing that I can kind of see is potentially living I just hear boundaries. I don't know if you're struggling with boundaries even within yourself or boundaries within others. But there's a huge issue with boundaries. And when we don't have boundaries and when we are depressed and we're sad and we can't do it, the world is just going to keep taking. Why? Because you're enabling them. Why wouldn't they? So if you want to be a hard-driven work person, then why be with someone that's not hard-driven and work-oriented? And if you're like, well, I'm not with them, you know, it's just, well, then what are you getting out of it? Because if you're not getting finances and you're not getting love, then what are you getting? False illusion of companionship. In other words, someone continuing to trap you that you're okay with because you have no self-worth enough to make the change to change it. Or an excuse, well, I'm doing it because of this. No, you're doing it because it's the easy route and you don't trust that you're going to be able to rely on yourself. But you can tell the world whatever you want. We all know what you're saying. We won't tell you that because it's not our business to tell you anything. But we all know it. It's amazing what we think that others don't know things that they do. And it always confuses me. I know that you're running out of passion. That's because you have no feel. Why? Because again, you choose to allow people to suck energies out 24/7. Whether that's people that you're living with, working with, dating, family, I don't fucking know. They didn't make the cut. And by the way, tradition has nothing to do with enabling. I just want to let everyone know. Because everyone's like, well, we're traditional. We take care of people. You take care. So let me get this. You're trying to caliber tradition with enabling. If you can't get your ass out of bed to go work and provide for yourself, what the fuck do you think that you're going to be able to offer anyone? Please enlighten me. And if you have the motivation to sit and do that, and then you stay trapped to a situation where the others don't, but then why am I here? The angels are like, because you don't listen to anyone but yourself. You're being a reverse Aries. Why don't you look at an Emperor reverse? I bet you're hitting most of those things, but an Aries won't see themselves that way, which is okay. That's part of why you guys are karmic signs, because you're actually strong enough to break through things. Fire signs are karmic signs, meaning you guys have the endurance to break through family karmic patterns, if you choose to. But you guys don't necessarily get the hardest problems, but you do have the most stubborn signs to be able to break through your old patterns. Okay? Okay. So that is Aries. Thank you so much, Aries, for being here. Okay, one more thing, apparently. Strength reverse. You don't have the strength. Judgment. Nine of Cups. No wish. Okay, this is plain and simple. This is judgment. This is what the universe is saying. Aries, here's the deal. You think it's bad now? We're about to drop you on your fucking ass, and we're trying to be really nice about it. And we know that you don't have the strength. We know. We can see it. You keep doing the same patterns over and over and over, telling everyone you don't need any help, but obviously you can't seem to figure it out regardless. Strength reverse. My wish is reverse, meaning I didn't get what I wanted. It's not working out for me. I don't even know what I want because I'm too weak, etc., 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 etc. Whatever fucking excuses you want to pull out of your ass. I don't care. We don't care. The other side doesn't care. So like when your ancestors, for those that speak to their ancestors, they actually, the ones that actually can hear your ancestors, when they're being hard asses, or what you call hard asses, I think they're actually like not hard at all. I fucking love the other side way more than here. There's no fighting. There's no tidbit. It's like, bitch, listen, this is what it is. You can run in circles every day till the day you die. That's what we did. Look where we ended up. Dead and still trying to talk about what the fuck ever closures we wanted. Now we got it. And you nim shits won't even listen. But you have no problem with saying that you miss us and pouting. And the point is you were able to still have a connection. You choose to mope. Mope is a specific word that came out. Why? Maybe moping because of shit you did. Maybe moping because you didn't end up where you wanted to go. Maybe moping because you're stuck to a situation that you really want away from, but you don't want to be an asshole about it, so you're just kind of stuck. Maybe waiting because you don't want to be rude to someone that's clingy to you, but you can't handle it, but you don't know how to say it. Well, what's gonna happen? Judgment's gonna happen. And you know what judgment's gonna say? Fine. If you don't want this, and if you don't want to work for it, and you're the only one that knows how to change your life because you're doing it, right? Right? You've changed your life. You don't even need me. Why are you here? This is what you could have. But if you want to keep going in circles and not create anything and go hide away because you don't want to deal with the I'm not going to say that one. Then you're going to stay here. When you could have this. Judgment's happening. This is your warning. You want your new beginning, Ace of Cups, King of Wands? Then guess what? This Queen of Swords right here, that would be me, is letting you know in a very harsh way how to do it. If you choose to disregard this message, go back to old patterns and or old people that can't even do their own shit. Then guess what? The past is the past, and we walk away from the past. Or any love of future. Ten of Cups is old. Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to maintain being poor, unmotivated, unpassionate. You won't have anything to offer anyone literally at that point. Allow people to take from you, then keep taking. Lose everything. Lose everything, Aries, just for other people that choose not to take responsibility of their life. Allow them to just strip everything that you've worked for away so they can just sit there and be difficult for you. Do it. This is your life, no one else's. I don't care. It's not going to affect me. Okay. Now we're clearing that energy. That was for my Aries. Now we're going on to Leo. Leo, Leo. Leo, Leo. Leo, Leo. Where are my lions? Leo, Leo. Justice River. Oh, Leos, we could be walking away from a past situation where there was not justice, or yep, we're walking away. That's my lions taking fucking responsibility of their shit. They're like, oh, I remember the past. I feel the past. In so many ways do I feel what I went through. In so many ways do I feel what is not right and what was not right. But I realize that I don't have to look into nesting or staying in a situation that is 50 shades of fucked up. And so, that is not divinely guided. So I release it, Leo says. I release potentially old patterns. Okay, sorry guys, that's the Knight of Wands. Reverse. Old people, old things, old actions, old ways. And I move forward to new beginnings of love. Love. I don't know why I am so vocal today. I don't know what to say. I am who I am. New beginnings and fulfillment opportunities. Because I got the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. This in Gemini's, Lovers is what I call the happiest cards in the fucking deck. I breathe you in, you breathe me out as lovers. And this is pretty much every fucking thing you want right at your fingertips. Why? Because you did the hard fucking work. To A, mentally allow yourself to move on from a situation. B, walked away from a situation. Or C, did what you need to do for you. And stopped your devilish ways. If you did do those ways. That card just came out again, so Leos, it does look like we are looking into, we could have just left a Scorpio. We could have done these things to a Scorpio, and we're just, or they could have done it to us, vice versa. We're leaving it. We're working on building our little finances. We're interested in seeing things grow. We're interested in new love, opportunities, things in front of us. We have the strength. We are passionate. We are shining bright. Some of you, there could have been cheating at work. Yeah, definitely. The Knight of Wands came out again. So, I'm really glad you stopped those ways. I'm really fucking proud of you. Very proud. I'm not crying on this one, Leo. Last time I cried because I was so proud of you. What is... Oh, look at the Queen of Swords. Shoots up. Yeah, I'd be like, ah! Looks like we do have different options in love. One could be an air sign. One could have, one could be a high priestess that left a situation because they were mentally confused, meaning they didn't get any truths. Meaning you weren't truthful, potentially, or they weren't truthful. I don't really know. I want to say you, Leo, but I really don't know, okay? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're not that person anymore. You've changed your ways. You've done the hard work. Although it's going to be an everyday thing. It's not just an in and out thing. You know what I mean? But Leo knows. Oops. Apparently Leo's mad. Sorry, Leo. Do I need to stroke the kitty? Chill out. So tell me what's in front of Leos if they maintain. You're still holding on passion for your past. You need to release that. There was too much fighting. Leo, it seems like you did something that the other person didn't deserve, and they don't deserve to be pulled to that. So you need to continue to keep releasing it and move on, okay? So Leos, fucking A. Leos, really? It doesn't matter. Like, no. Okay, Leo. What's ahead of my Leos? For the ones that have done the work and the change that they've needed to do. What's done is the fact that you don't have to worry about not being stable anymore. Okay, that's obviously not what you want to hear. If you have a past one that might be mad at me, I don't know what to say. That was really weird. Yeah, I think that I need to stop now. I'm gonna stop doing Leo. Leo will do another reading. My ex's grandpa just showed up. He's passed away, and I want to make sure that this is a reading for Leos and not for my ex. Because his grandfather is wrong. He can't have me back. I think he's the one that's getting mad. So thank you so much for being here. His name is Pat and Jonathan is my ex, and both those names just came up and that's how I know. So I'm gonna close this because he was a Leo and I hope the best for him. We're still friends, but that's all we'll be. And I know his grandpa might be pissed because he's passed away. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all are so well. Bye.